Hi everyone, it's Dr. Elizabeth. Welcome to my channel. I have a really special episode for you guys today. I have my wonderful friend Larry Atkins, pro NFL football player for 5 years. First the Kansas City Chiefs, correct?
Yes.
And then the Oakland Raiders.
Right.
So, and also you have a pretty remarkable story on your college years at UCLA as well, when you played in the Rose Bowl.
Oh, yes, I do, actually.
Yeah, so very well known, very excellent football player. I'm so happy you're here with me today.
Glad to be here.
Thank you. So it's really cool. Larry and I, we went to Plant Food and Wine, right? And we were having a conversation about healthy eating. When we went to dinner, well, first of all, I have to tell you guys, I'm raw vegan, that's all you guys know. And so when we went to dinner, you were so gracious. You're like, well, we can go to your restaurant, which was really nice of him. And so I said, well, it's all raw vegan. And you were really okay with it, weren't you? Yeah. And were you surprised that you liked it so much?
Well, I was surprised that I found something that I like, but at the same time, I was in the process of trying to eat healthier.
That's true. You weren't eating healthy when
No.
Our first time we went there. No, that's
No.
right. You did two confessions.
So
pizza, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pizza.
In-N-Out. What else? You were eating pretty much junk, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. I eat all types of junk.
And tipping the scales at
285.
At 6'4".
6'4".
That's pretty big, even for 6'4". That's up there. True.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So when you start, and if you don't mind telling them your age.
42.
Just turned 42.
Yes, just
Happy
turned
birthday.
42.
You just turned 42.
Yes,
Okay. So when you started playing ball, let's see. So when you first went into the NFL, you were how much?
I was 230.
230. Okay. And then when you retired, you were?
260.
Okay, so you slowly crept up. Okay. And so, and then that extra 15 came the last couple of years, true?
Yeah, so I started at 230 as I went as a defensive back. It's usually a smaller, skilled guy.
Mm-hmm. And really fast.
Yeah. So as the years progressed, I gained a little bit extra weight along.
Okay.
So I went from a defensive back, then I got moved to linebacker.
Okay.
Because of the weight.
Uh-huh.
And the funniest thing about that, I've played every position on defense.
You have?
I played defensive back. I started off as defensive back.
Okay, at 230?
Yeah, 230. Gained a little weight, went to linebacker.
Okay.
Played the majority of my career at linebacker. And then towards the end of my career, I got time at defensive end, which were,
the really big guy.
Exactly, the big guy. So I kind of...
I
moved up the ladder as far as weight.
And they kept changing your number
Exactly,
each time,
right.
didn't they? So what's interesting about that, I think we had a conversation about that. In my book, I talk about something called the infallible years. And the infallible years is when we can eat whatever we want, drink whatever we want, and still wake up like the next day like nothing's happened, doesn't show in the body. So what's interesting is as you kept moving through the pros, the infallible years kicked in. So you were still eating whatever you wanted, but your body was beginning to gain weight. Would you say that's probably true?
That is 100% true.
100% true. So were you thinking to yourself, God, I'm eating just like I was eating before, but I'm gaining more weight? Were you thinking, did you notice it at all or think about it at all? Or was it just like, oh, they're just going to move me to a different position?
Well, I can feel it also.
Right.
Because
this is good, you guys.
I kept, I had a lot of injuries during my career also.
And the heavier you got, probably the more injuries you got.
Exactly. I pulled a lot of muscles.
Right.
Because that's this extra baggage that I carried on the field with me, along with all the pads.
Exactly.
So I pulled a lot of muscles,
during
especially towards the end of my career.
Exactly.
And the weight was, contributing to that.
Right. What's interesting? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. So, and ultimately, that's the reason why I decided to retire is when I was training for the next year, what would have been my 6th year.
Right.
It was just my body just couldn't take it anymore.
Right. I wish I had met you then.
So
I really wish I had met you then because I would have put you on what we did for you now, which we're going to talk about, and it probably would have extended your career by at least a couple of years. Wow. Yeah. Had you stayed at 230, you might have had less injuries. Wow. Interesting. So we're going to talk more about that. Let's go back to we're fast forwarding now to when I met you and we went to dinner, and we started talking about being healthy. And I think you were telling me that you just didn't feel. Well, I think you told me the story about me, which you can share with them when you turn 40.
Oh yeah.
You want to share that story with them?
So,
and what happened?
I was 39.
Uh-huh.
My birthday was coming up.
Uh-huh.
And I said to myself, for my 40th birthday, from then on, I'm gonna, be more healthy. I mean, be more active.
Right. Because you weren't after you retired. You retired.
Yeah, after I retired from football, I retired from all physical activity.
Oh my God.
So I just pretty much shut down.
Which that's pretty normal, isn't it? Like your friends in the
NFL?
NFL?
A lot of because we spend so much time.
Right.
And, that's our lifestyle.
Right.
And 24/7.
Right.
So when we're finally done, a lot of us just say we're done.
Done. Right. Because it's a lot on the body too.
It is. But now it's our time to relax.
Exactly.
So,
but what happens, and you don't realize it till like when you got up to 285, is first of all, when you're in the league, you're working out like crazy. Like you're exercising every single day. You're putting your body through a ton of drills, and then of course the games. You're exerting so much energy, so it doesn't matter what you eat. But then if you retire and you keep on eating that way, you're going to gain even more weight, which is kind of what happened to you, right?
Exactly. Because I ate the same
right
throughout my career. Even after I retired, I ate the same things.
Exactly.
And in my mind, like I said, your mind and your body are,
two separate entities.
Exactly. So in my mind,
I'm
still
21.
Exactly. And I can eat whatever I want. I'm going to still be this.
Right. You're still 230 in your mind.
But your body has a different plan. Oh, this is going to feed me. Then this is what we're going to do.
Right.
And it stayed on me. And as I got older, my look didn't really change as much.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't really tell as much, but the numbers were high, and I can feel it.
You could feel it, right? And your body couldn't do the same thing.
No.
So let's tell the story about when you went out. When you were turning 40, you decided, okay, I'm going to get myself back into peak shape. Because as I work with a lot of athletes, as an athlete, you have a different mentality, true? You have this mentality that you can do anything because you really, if you look at your career, you did. So you still have that mentality, and it must be pretty frustrating that the body's not cooperating with the mind that you have over the years trained and honed to go out and do whatever you want. True?
That's exactly what I was about to say. Because in my mind, I can still play a game.
Right.
I'm in my mind, I'm still the same guy, on the field. And if you put me out there, I'll make all the plays I used to make in my mind. But my body said, So when I turned 40, that morning, I woke up early. Okay. Went to the beach. Okay. Right there at the Venice Pier.
Exactly, right out here.
So that's what I used to do when I used to train to get ready. I used to run the sand.
How far?
I'll run from the pier.
Okay.
I'll run all the way to the rocks.
Okay.
Then I'll run back to the pier.
In the soft sand.
In the soft sand, yeah. So then I'll run underneath the pier, and then I'll run to the other set of rocks.
All the way down
to the other. It's like another set of rocks.
Exactly, at the very end of the marina.
Yeah. Oh. And then I'll come back to the pier.
And so that's how many miles in the soft sand?
The full trip, round trip, I would say, I don't know, maybe 2 or so. I'm not sure. Because
it's a long way, maybe even more than 2 miles.
But it's a long stretch.
It's a long stretch. Yeah, it's a long. I think he's being modest. I think it's more like 5 miles. It's a long there and back. It's a long way, and all on the soft sand.
Yeah.
So you would do that when you were playing football. So you decided that morning
that I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to
continue. Your mind said
exactly. I'm just going to continue where I left off.
Okay, so go on with the story.
And I think I took a 10, 12-year break.
So I was going to ask how many years it was. Okay, so what happened?
So I get to the sand.
Okay. Did you stretch?
I didn't.
Stretch.
Normally when I played, I didn't stretch as much then either.
Right, because you're in the infallible years.
I just wake up and go.
Exactly, because you were in the infallible years.
So this time I tried to wake up and go. I woke up, I got there.
And what happened?
So I got to the sand. I started jogging. I maybe jogged about maybe 50 yards, if that.
Okay.
And then my calf just popped.
Oh, it actually popped?
Yep. So I just popped, caught me. I kind of,
Oh.
so it kind of stopped me in my tracks. So I just stopped. I'm like, oh, like wow.
Right.
Welcome to 40s. Welcome to your 40s.
40s, that you said welcome.
That's what I'm like. Welcome to your 40s.
This sucks.
And that right there, that's when it finally hit.
Right.
That I'm actually older now. You know, in my mind, I'm still young.
Right.
In my mind, I'm still 20 something.
Yeah, exactly.
Mid 20s, or at most mid 20s. But that was like a wake up call to let me know, welcome to your 40s. It's not like it used to be.
Right. So you brought up a really, really good point that I want the audience to hear, because when the mind begins to say that I'm getting old is the beginning of the end, because the mind fuels and powers all of our actions. It endows everything, like the way we think. So the moment, I say this in my book, the moment someone starts saying, oh my God, I'm getting old, it literally changes the cells of the body. It starts that process of aging quicker than we actually have to age. So by keeping ourselves healthy and in great shape, like I'm the same body size I was when I was in high school. It just never changes. So I never get that memo of I'm getting old. It just never happens, because I wake up, I still feel 18, and then I go to the gym and my body size is the same. And in doing so, when the mind thinks that way, oh, I'm still young, everything else follows suit. So it's really powerful. So for you, when you felt that, it probably, in a way, made you a little bit more lethargic and kind of saddened a little bit when you thought, oh, I'm getting old.
Well, yeah, because it was like a physical reaction.
Right.
That, this is the first time that's ever happened.
Right. And you're lucky. That happens to most women in their 20s and most guys in their 30s.
Even the funniest thing, I took a good 12-year layoff.
Right. Didn't do anything.
For anything, but in that time, I still believe that I can do anything.
Right, and that's powerful. Because the mind is powerful. When we believe that we can do things, it follows suit. But we have to take care of this physical body. So, which you learned in that experience, you learned, oh, I better take care of it. True.
Yes.
So now, flash forward, we're having dinner, you're telling me this story, and I said, well, what if you released, instead of being 285, what if you got down to your fighting weight, which I see you at like 220, 230. And first of all, he went, are you kidding me? But we talked about it. Right. And so I think I even said, well, what if you did how willing are you to get healthier? Because you were playing basketball at the time, right?
Yeah.
And you were having fun, but it wasn't going so well with all that extra weight on you, was it?
No.
Or you tell them the story about it.
Yeah, so I started to play basketball,
right,
which was my first love. Over football.
Wow,
and
that's interesting.
a lot of people that I grew up with know this.
Right.
So me playing basketball, that was my thing.
Right.
So coming back to it now, it gave it
was fun for you.
Now it was it always been fun for me.
Right.
And now playing football, that was my career. I did it.
Right.
It's over. Now I'm back to basketball, which is something I didn't pursue, but now I'm back at it.
Right. Exactly.
So it gives me, it's just one. I'm happy playing it.
Right. It gives you a lot of joy.
Exactly.
Right. Because that's where one of your passions lie in playing basketball.
Exactly.
True.
Yeah.
Like for me, dancing. It's like that's one of my passions. I have so much fun when I go dance. So I totally get it.
So I forgot the point I was making.
Oh, that's okay. So I want to go, because we kind of did it backwards. I want to talk about. Let's first talk about the weight loss, and then we'll go back to the basketball. I think it sets it up better.
Mm-hmm.
So you and I are having dinner, and so I suggest, I think the first thing I said was, what if you gave up the junk food? And the pizza. The pizza. And after he went,
right.
I'd give him the look. What was the look? That was the look. Are you kidding me? You were 41 at the time. You're like, I'm 41. I'm not giving it. But the more we talked, and I think I was sharing more about my book and kind of what I teach. And I mean, also you were kind of looking at me like, well, you're 58 and you're still in shape. So there's some validity to it there.
Right.
And I think that's what he said, is thank you, you're doing something right. So we started talking more about it, and I said, well, what if you just, then I said, well, what if you just started out with the green juice in the morning? and you were willing to do that, which was really cool. And so then I think the conversation, I kind of was just seeing how far your willingness was going to go. And then I said, well, what if you did a week-long juice cleanse? And you kind of sat with it, and then you said, yeah. So one of the challenges a lot of people face is they're when they start on this healthier journey is that they're used to eating a lot, and most people do overeat. So if you guys watch that video, and he's living proof, so we haven't gotten to the payoff of the story yet. We're getting there. But I want you guys to really hear his journey, and I really appreciate. First of all, I acknowledge you and commend you on doing it, because you don't have to. I mean, you look amazing, and your eyes. I mean, you guys can't really see. His eyes are sparkling. Like you look healthy. You look like.
Well, I have to thank you also for the push and you know, I wouldn't say the push, the more of the, you know, the encouragement, because it helped, because I like I said, I wanted to go there.
Right. Yeah, you had the willingness.
And exactly, in my mind, I wanted to go there,
right.
But just thank you for giving me, you know, showing me which way to go.
My pleasure. Really, it's really great. That's that. You only need the willingness. You really only need. You have the willingness, and you have that mindset. We're just going to do it. So yeah, it's amazing. I'm really excited for you. Yeah.
I did. It was pretty much with my eyes closed. You were like, no, it's right there.
Yeah,
like,
go right there.
Just keep going straight.
Life is so good right there. Just go right there.
Just go right. It's right there. Just go to it. And I'm like, oh, there it is. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
And then you took it. It's like the ball.
Exactly.
I was like the quarterback. I passed the ball to you, and you ran with it. Okay, so that was day 1, rough.
Yeah.
How was day 2?
Day 2, a little bit better.
Okay, already. That's good.
But only thing, I guess, the effects of the juice.
Tell me. Be honest.
One, I got a lot of headaches.
And so, just so you guys know, the headaches aren't from the juice. The headaches are you're literally detoxing from all the food you've been eating. There's certain foods that our bodies have an intolerance to. There's a wonderful author, I'm sure you've heard of her, J.J. Virgin. And she outlines, I'm going to give her credit for this, she outlines 7 foods that most people have food intolerances to. So when you do a raw juice, you're getting rid of everything. So you're getting rid of those 7. So what happens is your body goes through this detoxing. It's like if someone was on crack or heroin or alcohol, whatever, on something, and they take it away, they're going to feel the withdrawal. And food is incredibly addicting, especially these 7. So I'm going to say what actually I'll put the list on the bottom if I can remember what 7 they are. It's gluten, eggs, dairy, corn, soy, peanuts, and sugar. Those are the 7. When you get rid of them, you feel like $1 million, but you have to go through the detoxing process first. So the second day, you're still detoxing, but you feel slightly better.
Slightly better, but I noticed some headaches and then also fatigue.
Yeah, because your body's going through it.
And I just remember driving, and I didn't know I was so tired.
Wow.
I just felt exhausted.
Okay.
And come to find out, I guess that's some of the effects that it has on
exactly.
you. When you first start off. Yeah.
Yeah. And I want people to really hear that. Because what happens, like I won't say what percentage, I was going to say like 90% of the time, but a large percentage of the time, people will say, okay, I want to get healthier. They'll do what you did, and they'll stop after the second day. They'll go, I feel like crap. See, this doesn't work. And then they stop, and it's almost as if they stop short of, like, it's like the gold mine digger. You know those pictures of the guy digging for gold? Yeah. And he's like this close to the gold, and he stops, and he goes back to like the old crappy way. And I want to tell people, don't do that. Don't stop short of the payoff, because I know you're having an amazing payoff, and I know if you guys do it, you will as well. So day 2 still rough, so you got to really, you have to. But what it seems like, and you tell me if this is true, you had an end goal in mind. Like you knew what you wanted to do. Is that true?
Yeah, there was no stopping regardless.
And that's the thing. I think when you have that, no matter how miserable it is, you're like, I'm going to do this no matter what. That got you through. Is that true?
Yeah, because like I said, it was something that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so no matter what I was going through,
right.
I just said, you know what, I'm just going to stick with it regardless, because it can't be worse than what I was feeling after eating.
Exactly.
The other stuff.
Exactly, and not being able to do what in your mind you know you can do. So day 3 comes around.
Day 3, now starting to get better.
Wow. So 2 days of hell, and we're not gonna lie to you.
Oh, it was bad, yeah.
It's not fun. But that's not a lot. 48 hours. 48 hours, because the payoff is huge, as you guys are gonna see. So now day 3, what happens?
Day 3, 1, the juices. I'm getting used to them now.
You can start to feel the effects of them.
Not only that, the taste.
Wow, because you've detoxed, like you've gotten all the detoxing of the crap out of your body, so you can actually, like, the greens start tasting good, right?
Well, so that's
Isn't that the craziest thing in the world?
That's what I was going to get to, is that, because I used to have, like, the first 2 days, the first 2 days it was, okay, let me get this green out the way.
Exactly.
So I can get to the other flavors.
Exactly.
And I'm like, man, I just can't wait. It was like, okay, my reward, I can't wait to get to the good, the fruity drink, you know, the one that has all the flavors in it. Let me get past this green first. So I used to try to down it as fast as I can. But now it got to the point where now I'm starting to like the greens.
That's
So now the greens are the reward, and then the fruity ones are like, these aren't really that good, you know. I mean, they're good, but
like the
but
greens.
the green ones give you more.
You feel,
you know.
I love that you're saying this. I love that, because you know what? I tell these guys that all the time, but I think they're like, yeah, like Dr. Elizabeth, I know, we know you're crazy. But here's not a woman, not a tiny little petite woman, but a NFL football player, big guy, 6'4", big strong guy, very athletic now, saying the same thing. I love, and I didn't, you know, this is just his true story. We didn't talk about it. In fact, it's funny because you called me and we started talking about it. I was like, no, don't say anymore. Don't say anymore. I want to catch this, because you were so excited about the results.
What else am I supposed to say? No, it's fine.
I'll pay you later, okay?
Yeah.
I'll pay you. No, it wasn't rehearsed at all. We wanted to catch this rush. Okay, so day 3, you're starting to feel like the greens are cool.
Yeah, and 2.
You're liking the 50 Shades.
Yeah, I am. And I actually got
I
one.
knew that about you. I'm sorry, keep going. I think he's blushing.
So,
Go ahead.
So now, so after the 3rd day, now I'm starting to like the greens.
That's only 53 days in. It's so good.
And 2, the weight's coming off. I mean, it's coming off a different way.
Yeah.
But
That's okay.
it's coming out the body.
And we should talk about that a little bit, if you don't mind. There's a detoxing process.
Yeah.
It comes out.
Everything that's been hanging around has to go.
It comes out of your intestines.
And it goes.
Yeah.
And it starts after day 1. And
true.
day 1 and day 2, it's constant.
Out. Yes. But it's great though. On the other side of that is so keep going.
So yeah, day 3.
I love hearing this.
Day 3, you know, it's everything's coming out, but now the juices are starting to taste better. The ones I didn't like, the ones are the best. The ones are the best for you.
Wow.
I'm starting to like the juices.
Wow.
You know, 7. Then I learned how to spread it out.
Right.
The better.
Right. So you're getting the nourishment. Now, are you playing basketball during this time at all?
Yes, I am.
Whoa. So when did you start? Go ahead.
I'm sorry?
When did you start? So you're playing basketball while you're doing this detox.
Yeah.
When did you start noticing effects on the basketball court?
Well, it's funny. A lot of the guys on the court saw, because these are the guys that I like when I first got out there.
Right.
They saw me
285.
Yeah, you know, they would, you know, I got out there, looked horrible, couldn't run up and down the court more than twice.
Nobody wanted him on his team.
So they kind of.
You take Larry.
Yeah, so they saw me from the beginning. They saw me at 285.
Right.
And then after that, you know, the juice thing, they like, Larry, man, you losing weight? And they can see it, and they're sitting there like, hey, you kind of slim. I said, you know, yeah, I'm on this, you know, doing this juice thing.
So cool.
And
then what happens to your game?
One thing, I kept getting hurt out there carrying all that weight.
When you were 285.
Yeah. So now, I wasn't getting hurt anymore.
So at 285, you're getting hurt a lot.
Yes, getting hurt a lot every week. So it was an ongoing like thing. It was like, so
it's not much fun, is it?
It wasn't, but it was it was because every week I would get hurt. It was almost like clockwork.
Right.
And even the guys that I was playing with, they were like, okay, so
what are you gonna do today?
He's like, okay, so you gonna get hurt? I said, so you gonna get hurt today too, right? I'm like, yeah, pretty much. And it's.
Well, can you imagine? It's like your fighting weight's probably 220, 225, something like that. You're at 285. That's a huge. Can you imagine strapping that much weight onto that frame? That's a lot of extra weight on your body. It's going to just tax it so much, let alone what it's doing to your heart. I mean, that's the part, like when we were talking, that's the part I was seeing and I was thinking about for you. It's like, it's so much extra pressure on your heart, on your internal organs, the stress on your whole body. So, yeah, so having that off, so now the weight goes off, now what happens on the basketball court?
Now, I'm pretty much unstoppable now.
No time. You're playing with guys half your age.
Yeah, so
you're 42. You're playing with like 20-something year olds.
Yeah. So like now, after having done and still in the process of doing, just going, but now on the court, I move. I move just as well or even better than guys half my age. Wow, I push them around. Even guys that are either taller or bigger than me, I can move them, and they can't move me, and I have like a lot more energy. I don't get tired. I can go all day.
Wow.
And then when I'm done, go home, go to sleep, whatever. Wow. The next day, I don't feel any soreness.
And no injuries at all anymore.
No injuries, no soreness. Usually, going hard for, a long period of time. The next day, you usually feel it somewhere, but. Nothing. I'm ready to go again the next day.
That's amazing.
So
go ahead.
No, because I went from playing 1 day a week because I got hurt and I have to rest.
Have to take the time. Wow.
To I go 5 days a week now and
play for hours,
for hours. And the thing is, I would go 7, but I just don't know. It's just the 2 days that I don't go. I don't know where to play. So
they'll be messaging you.
Yeah, right.
They'll be like, Dr. Elizabeth, tell Larry he got game with us. Yeah. He can come out. That's so cool. And also, I think you did share this with me, so I have to have them share this with you about how before you were kind of like one of the last ones picked, and now it's like they're. Tell them what tell them.
Yeah, when I started,
it's funny.
Because like I said, I couldn't run.
Right. Carrying too much extra weight.
And I would run one or twice up and down the court, and then I'm done. I'm sitting in the middle of the court, hands on my knees, breathing. Wow. I have to take breaks while the game's still going. They're not waiting for me. So when it came time to pick players, I would be the next game because nobody would pick me. The first game they wouldn't pick me. They would pick everyone else, and then if I was the 10th guy, then okay, yeah, well I'm the last guy.
Wow.
But now it's more. Now they have special rules.
Okay, tell them what the rules are.
Okay, so now when we get out there, so if you get Larry, I get the next 2 picks.
I love that. And the cool part is you're not even done. When did you start this? Like, do you remember when it was? Was it May or was it June?
Oh, the juice thing. That was a few months ago.
It was. I think it was May.
It wasn't that long ago.
No. Let's explain to them. Tell them what you're not eating anymore.
Well, I don't eat meat of any kind.
No meat.
No meat of any kind.
No dairy.
Dairy. It's cheese sometimes. Sometimes.
Oh, my ears! We're gonna have a conversation about that.
Sometimes. But no fish.
Okay.
No eggs.
That's good.
No more pizza.
No more pizza. No more In-N-Out. Okay.
No more In-N-Out.
No more In-N-Out. Okay.
No fast food whatsoever.
No fast food. No junk food.
No junk food. No candy.
So mainly like vegan, mostly vegan food.
I would say I'm about 80% vegan.
That's good. And the other thing I think we'll save this for the next video. We're gonna have a conversation because I know you talked to me about what do I eat? So we're gonna. Go ahead.
No, yeah, 'cause that's the main thing.
Yeah, that is
it's just
question.
trying to find something
Right.
You know, because it's everything, like all the bad stuff is so readily available. It's right there. You know, you don't have to go anywhere for it. It'll come to you.
It'll show up on your television set.
You know,
Here. Are you hungry? Have
and
this.
It's always there and it's always available. But the good stuff, you have to search for it,
right,
or you have to plan. You have to have a plan for it, and it's so that it makes it kind of tough.
Exactly. So we were talking we were talking about the cheese during a little break when the airplane went by. We had to pause for a minute. We were talking about the cheese. So I want to share with you guys, and I want to share with Larry, that there's a great substitute that tastes even better, which is you can do cashew cheese, or you can do, like you're saying, the nutritional yeast, which is really, really good. Because cheese as dairy, it's one of the worst things in the world for people. That's one of the first things I try to get them to not have, because the substitute tastes so good you won't even know. Oh, like, the chocolate milkshake that I gave you? How was that?
That was great.
It was insane, huh? Yeah. Okay, so I make this raw chocolate milkshake that is just stupid good. It's so good. So I was like, here, taste some of it. And you're like, oh my God, this is really, really good. So that's like, would you say that's as good as a chocolate milkshake?
It tastes
just like a chocolate milkshake. So I promise you the cheese. Oh, did we have the cheese at Plant Food and Wine?
Cheese.
We will. We'll have the cheese at Plant Food and Wine.
No.
It's not real cheese.
Yeah.
So we go to one of my favorite restaurants here. If you're in Los Angeles, I want to give a shout out to Matthew Kent. He's the owner of a restaurant called Plant Food and Wine, and he's raw vegan. He's amazing. And so they have a really wonderful restaurant called Plant Food and Wine, and they have all foods that, like lasagna, pastas, all cheese plates, but it's the healthy vegan version of it, and it tastes just like that. Pasta tastes just as good, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
As regular pasta. That's how I got him. I got him on pasta, didn't I? I did kind of get you on the pasta. Okay, so it's important that you guys know as you're beginning to do this that you can substitute. So for you, so let's say, so we stopped off at day 3. By day 4 and day 5, how were you feeling?
I felt amazing. All the the effects, that kind of wore off.
Okay, good.
I wasn't tired anymore.
That's good to know.
Headaches, kind of
gone.
And now it became the routine.
Right.
And I actually enjoyed it.
Very good. Have you done a second one yet?
I haven't, but I want to.
I was just seeing you do it a second one. I think it'll be amazing for you.
Yeah, I want to.
Do like a 7-day or something like that.
And actually, that's one thing I want to do. I want to do it again because,
right.
One, like I said, I enjoyed it.
Right.
And 2, it was prepared already,
That is, so we should tell them, Creation is also here in Los Angeles. I don't know if they're anywhere else, but they are here in LA, and they'll prepare all the juices for you. You went through the 5, and that's only 5 days. That's the crazy thing. 5 days changed your life.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's amazing.
It was kind of like, when you have food that's sit for a long time, you have like that shell or whatever, that crust.
Right.
And I felt like your body, you feel like you're just living with that crust on you.
Right. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And then the juice thing kind of pretty much just scraped all of that off, and now it looks good again.
Right. Yeah.
So,
and you do look good.
So that's kind of what it felt like. Just like someone took all the stuff that was just hanging on me that didn't make you look or feel good.
Right.
And it just kind of wiped it off. And now it's already if you have anything, you just shave that top layer. Now it's new again.
Right.
So that's kind of what it feels like after doing that.
Wow. And you have way more energy.
More energy.
What would you say? Is it a lot more energy or a little bit more energy? Would you say?
I have a lot more energy because, like I said, I'll go all day.
That's amazing.
And I just, and like I said, I just go until, everyone's done.
He wears everybody out. I love that.
It's funny because they like to, because especially the younger guys, I wear them down,
right.
And they can't, they're done.
That's amazing. I love that. And also, did it do anything for your enthusiasm towards life? Like the way you look at things, your possibility for yourself as far as feeling younger, feeling stronger. Do you feel any effects of that yet?
Well, I feel it, every time I go out, because you just, coming from where I came from,
Right.
and then where I am now.
Right.
It's just, usually you're like, you go up and then you can kind of go down, but now I just feel like I'm just doing this and it hasn't stopped yet.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And
wait till you do the next cleanse.
yeah,
It's gonna be even better.
Well, yeah, that's something I can't wait to, I want to do that again.
Wow.
But it's just like now it's still all new.
Right.
Everything is still new.
Yeah.
And I still, like I said, I'm still dropping.
It's amazing.
And I'm, like I said, that along with the eating and being active.
Right, so it will speed up that dropping process.
So.
Now, how about I know your son, Tabay, who's so beautiful. He's the youngest yoga instructor in America. So if you guys haven't, you have to check out. I'll put a little link for him. You have to check him out. So how is yoga? Are you noticing a difference when you do? Because I know you do yoga, you teach yoga with him, and you do yoga, and you work with the kids. How is that?
Yeah, that's another thing also. Doing that with him, like I said, before.
It was like, oh.
Yeah, before, because like I said earlier, just wake up and go, didn't stretch or any of that
Right,
stuff, and now like for I play ball, you have to.
You have to. It's
That's,
so important.
It's just you have to.
It's really important for everybody, but of course, once you're out of the infallible years, it's incredibly important. It's like even more important. So go ahead.
So yeah, doing with him, he's helped me tremendously.
How's the yoga now, compared to after having done the cleanse and releasing some weight? Do you feel a difference doing the yoga?
Well, definitely. Now, I'm still beginner.
That's okay. I am too.
Still beginner. I'm talking about beginner.
Right.
But it's something that it's helped along. It's everything as far as your mind, body, and it's just something that adds to the list of helping
I like that.
to keep going.
So what would you tell our beautiful audience here if someone here is inspired? They're like, wow, this is really great, Larry, I love that you did this, I'm kind of inspired to do this. What would you tell someone who's thinking about this right now?
Just do it, because like I said, if you like anyone that's known me know how I'll eat,
Oh my God,
and the stuff that I ate, I used to do the Doritos and cream cheese and all that stuff. Just
late at night too.
Yeah, like
late at night.
And if I can turn around, if I can turn around,
right,
and eat, and
do
what I'm doing now, anybody can do it. It's just you have to just want to do it, and if you want to do it,
it's kind of like you look at, when I look at you, it's like, yes, it's challenging, so you have the challenges here, but the payoff, it seems like if these are the challenges, the payoffs are way up here compared to how challenging you are. So it's like 2 days of challenges while you're detoxing, but the payoff is like so much more, and then it's worth it. Would you say that's true?
Definitely, what you get out of it is more than the benefits you get out of it is more than what you think you're going to suffer from doing it.
Exactly. If you just keep going.
Exactly.
Cool.
And then 2, I would say, don't wait till you're in bad health to say, what, I need to get healthy now. But it's it's best to do it now.
That's a great point.
Yes.
Such a great point. Yeah, no matter what age you're at, it's always a great time to do it. One of the things when I talk about the infallible years in the book is what I say is, if you're because I started being healthy when I was in the infallible years. That's why it was easier for me to maintain my body. So it's like if you can hone good eating habits, healthy eating lifestyle, and more of a living, I call it living foods. We talked about that actually, we're at the restaurant. The more you can do living foods lifestyle when you're in the infallible years, the easier it gets just to maintain. Because I always say it's easier to maintain what you have than to get it back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's like with anything. That's like like analogy with like with a car.
Exactly.
You have a
beautiful car.
It's cool and it's nice. Oh, cool. You wash it every day. It's nice.
Exactly.
But if you have an old, raggedy, beat up car, you
don't want to take as good care of it.
And that's your body.
And that's exactly, I see so many people that it happens to.
No, that's your body. You see people that are kind of like way out of shape, and it's kind of the same thing. It's just kind of I'm not going to ever look like that. So why even bother?
But the truth is they can. And it's not like you can take it down to the junkyard and get a new car. This is it. This is the only one you get, so you have to take care of it. Wow. So we're going to do a second interview with if that's okay with you, we'll do this again. Thank you so much for being my guest today.
Thank you for having me.
I love that. Congratulations. You look amazing. Your eyes, you have to look into the camera for a second. His eyes are just like sparkling and bright. It looks amazing. And you look incredible. You look beautiful. You look healthy and strong. And I love that it's showing on the basketball court and every other place in your life. It's really fantastic. So thank you. Thank you for your yes, and thank you for being here today. Yeah. So if you guys have any questions for Larry, you can go ahead and put them, in the message box below. And if you like this video, I love bringing guests in. I really appreciate it. It's just I talk about this stuff all the time, but to hear it from somebody else is really, I think it's helpful. So if you guys like this video, please give us a thumbs up. We would like it. If you don't, Larry's gonna come get you. No, he's not. He's a gentle giant. And if you subscribe, and please subscribe. And if you don't subscribe, Larry will come get you. All right, and so until next time, you guys, happy skinny dipping in the fountain of youth. Ciao.